Yes, Hackintosh is dead. Long live Hackintosh. Or to be more specific, Hackintosh built the way you know is dead. Did you know 99.99% of Hackintosh users build their Hackintoshes how I personally call it, the old way, instead of the new way? And that makes no sense to me. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Teresa from Morgonaut.cloud and I provide personal individual support with Apple, Mac, Windows, Linux and servers. So if you would need any help, just join my website membership. Link is in this video description and I will help you during a video call and remote session directly to your computer in front of your eyes. This is first video of my whole new video series about amazing way how to build a Hackintosh. In fact, the best way. So I would recommend to you exceptionally watch and listen to this video really carefully, word by word, because it can change your life. Or at least your Hackintosh life, of course. So, we have here two groups of people, those who never built a Hackintosh and those who already built some. I will talk to both groups in this video. So, if you know nothing about building a Hackintosh and now you decided to build one, you will probably visit some Hackintosh forum and ask how to build a Hackintosh. I'm sure you will get an answer, use OpenCore, follow this Dortania guide and blah blah yada yada. But if you would ask me how to build a Hackintosh the best way, my answer would be absolutely different. I simply can't agree with what people say in Hackintosh forums, and I will explain that deeper later in this video so you can finally benefit from it too. For example, the so much praised website called Dortania about OpenCore, which most Hackintosh users praise like a Hackintosh Bible or what, lists even at the day of shooting this video, which is October 3rd, 2021, the AMD Radeon RX 6800 or XT as unsupported GPU, despite I made several videos about it already a lot of months ago and showed how great it works. That's also one of many reasons why I don't recommend to visit any Hackintosh forums at all, because it's full of lies and misleading information. And I don't even talk about how many angry, hateful people are accumulated there. So, as a new aspiring Hackintosh builder, if you will not listen to my advices, be prepared for a lot of days, weeks, or maybe even longer to waste on it. Be prepared for browsing insane amount of pages in forums. Be ready for a lot of trials and errors. Be prepared for disappointments, frustrations, and headaches, or maybe for even absolute fail. Why? Because to build a Hackintosh is simply not as easy as you may think. You can't simply go to any PC parts shop and buy any hardware you want and then expect you will install macOS on it like on any regular Mac and be in 1-2 hours done with everything working. Or can you? 99.99% of people in Hackintosh forums will tell you, no, that's not possible. But I say, yes, you absolutely can. It can really be as easy as I said. That's why I decided to shoot this video to finally open your eyes and mind. You know, few years ago already, I made several videos about how great performance I can get out of my fastest Hackintosh in the world, the 32-core AMD Threadripper 3970X. That was at the time when all Hackintosh forums constantly repeated the same. No, it's not possible to make a Hackintosh out of the 3970X Threadripper. It's not supported. So, how is it possible? I made already 5 videos about it and showed in detail performance in several areas. It was possible only because of the new way of building a Hackintosh. More details about it later in this video. Even Linus Tech Tips made a video about it at the same time as me, but as always in Hackintosh forums, people simply ignored it. And by the way, Linus, or better say Anthony, configured it in the most complicated way, which I could not recommend to most people. There is much easier way to achieve that. In general, what do you think Hackintosh is about? A lot of people will answer to you, it's about to have fun on building it. Yeah, most probably this answer would come from users who already know very well what and how to configure. What's next? For sure, Hackintosh was in the past, and not so much anymore, about saving money. New Macs were expensive and didn't have so many upgrade options which Hackintosh can offer to you. Agree. Next? Now I will tell you the real truth. Truth is, Hackintosh is most of the time about fear. Fear about you will change something in your configuration in a goodwill to fix something and it will not boot anymore. Fear of all future macOS upgrades because it can easily break Hackintosh installation. Fear of buying a new GPU or motherboard or whatever, because then your Hackintosh will not boot anymore with the old configuration and you would have to rebuild it again. So, if I summarize it, Hackintosh is for some about to have fun, for some about saving money, but for all of them about fear, about wasting time on fixing tons of errors and problems. Look how typical Hackintosh forum post looks like. I updated my system and now I cannot boot anymore. Or I'm getting this error or this one. How to fix it? Please help. Blah blah blah. What the hell? Do you really want to go this painful way? You don't have to. Choose to build your Hackintosh the new way. Life is too short to waste even a single second. If you are a teenager, then you can't absolutely understand what I said now. But if you are a middle-aged man or woman with some hard life strikes behind already, you will agree. Now I will talk to people who already built some Hackintosh in the past. Just imagine what if. Wouldn't it be amazing if you would not have to fear anymore about updating your macOS? It would simply work as on any regular Apple Mac. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could freely change motherboard, CPU, GPU or whatever in your Hackintosh without needing to spend insane amount of time on tweaking your EFI configuration again? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could do full bootable clones of your macOS Hackintosh system and even all data disks in just 4 clicks and 2 minutes of your time? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could completely restore your broken Hackintosh installation, again, in just 4 clicks and 2 minutes of your time? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could just buy almost any hardware you want? Let's say now you have Intel Hackintosh and you will buy a brand new AMD Monster. You would just move all those disks, GPUs and so on to the new AMD build and press the start button on the case and it would simply work after just about 5 minutes on changing slightly few configs. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could dual boot, triple boot or even more on a single Hackintosh without fear Windows will kill all other systems around as it kills daily? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could run Windows, macOS and even Linux on same single computer? But that is important, listen carefully. All systems running simultaneously at the same time? So no need to reboot to the other operating system. Simply all systems running simultaneously at the same time? And wouldn't it be amazing if I'll tell you it's not just in your dreams, but it can be your new reality? For me, it's reality already for a lot of years. I made for you even video about it 2 years ago. I tried to open mind of Hackintosh users in forums a lot of times, but I failed. Why? Because people hardly accept anything new, something innovative. It was so for centuries. So if I would say to Hackintosh users, hey, you can now easily change motherboard, CPU, GPU, network card, or even change the whole platform and switch Intel for AMD, and then you can make your Hackintosh working in just a few minutes, they would for sure say, no, that's not possible, that's not true. When Pythagoras said 26 centuries ago, Earth is spherical and not flat, other people reacted the same way as people in Hackintosh forums these days. No, that's not possible, that's not true. But after several centuries, now people accept spherical Earth as truth. It's the same again as in Hackintosh forums. They will still continue to repeat the same lie about flat Earth, despite it's not true. Or in other words, they will tell you about all I mentioned earlier, it's not possible, but I say it is possible. So why those people in Hackintosh forums say that's not possible? Do they lie? It's simple. That's because of their lack of knowledge and because they built their Hackintoshes how I say the old way. That means the very limited way based on Clover or OpenCore. And I think that's really prehistoric way how to build a Hackintosh these days. Most complicated way, not future-proof way. Come on guys, it's almost 2022, wake up! I configure my Hackintosh builds already for years the new way, and I could not be happier with that. Okay, so now you may ask, hey Teresa, what the hell is the new way exactly? Let's have a look at example of currently latest macOS version, macOS 11 Big Sur. What is it full of? Now hold tight. It's full of virtualization. Yes, the magical word which most people fear about. Why? Again, because lack of their knowledge. When I say virtualization, it's like I would say the forbidden word Voldemort. Most people know only apps like VMware Fusion, Parallels or VirtualBox. But those are just apps and are not full virtualization. It's more like just an emulation. Those are applications running inside of full-featured operating system. So it's like boxes within a box. So macOS or any other operating system configured inside of these virtualization apps cannot have direct access to your computer components, cannot have direct access to GPUs, PCI Express cards, anything. It's all running through the application itself with limited resources. From above mentioned, it's obvious it cannot have good performance. And that's why most people believe virtualization in general is about poor performance, and that's absolutely not true. Those apps are called Type 2 hypervisors. But when I speak about virtualization, I mean Type 1 hypervisors. What's that? Type 1 hypervisor is, in other words, bare metal hypervisor. Super lightweight OS on top of which all other operating systems like macOS or Windows or Linux are running as full-featured virtual desktops with, and now it's important, with full direct access to physical hardware. So, for example, macOS configured such a way has direct access to GPU or to any other component. That means native performance without any middleman. Example of Type 1 hypervisor can be VMware ESXi, XCPNG, Proxmox, Xen, Citrix, KVM, Microsoft Hyper-V. I will cover those on my second YouTube channel. Okay, so now let's dive into even deeper explanation. 99.99% of Hackintosh users build their Hackintoshes, as I said, the old way, using Clover or OpenCore. Okay, what is Clover or OpenCore? Those are bootloaders. Fine. What is a bootloader? In this case, bootloader is some kind of middleman between your physical, non-Apple, regular PC hardware and operating system of your choice, in your case, macOS. This middleman is doing some kind of handshake between those two normally incompatible sides. Fine. Now it's getting even interesting. Who is behind the development of Clover or OpenCore? Has anybody seen those people yet? Does anyone know the exact names of these people? How many people is it really? The answer is no one knows. For example, GitHub of OpenCore lists only 50 or so contributors hidden behind nicknames. But active in the last month was only 7 of them. And those are volunteers. So if these people will decide to stop doing this voluntary work, but rather start making business in different area, you will end up with no further support for your Hackintosh. Sorry, that's not how I expect my computer should be based on. But on the other hand, who is behind the development of the new way? Thousands and thousands, one of the best developers on this planet, from huge companies like Red Hat, Oracle, IBM, Sun Microsystems, Linux developers, Microsoft, and even Apple itself. Bang! That's huge difference, don't you think? By the way, what I personally call the new way is in fact not anything new. It's here for decades. It's new only for the majority of Hackintosh users, again, because lack of their knowledge. If you will go to any huge data center of, for example, Google, NASA, Facebook, or any big company, you will for sure see solution like this there. Everything is virtualized there. Why? Because virtualization is used everywhere, where you need performance, reliability, scalability, high availability, cost savings, easy backups, replications, migrations, and so on. Simply enterprise environments. But because it's scalable upwards. So to thousands and thousands of computers. But obviously also downwards, even down to a single computer. That's why I said in my video about Hackintosh built this way a few years ago that I simply brought the enterprise features and advantages to ordinary people's homes. You can watch this video here. So, does not matter, you don't have thousands of computers but only a single one under your desk. You can still take advantage of all those amazing features I will show you today. And now listen, Apple officially supported virtualization already several decades ago. Then Apple supported macOS 10 virtualization already 15 years ago with their translation layer called Rosetta. They do so even in the latest Big Sur and Apple Silicon Macs with the Rosetta 2. And that's still not all. Apple also officially supports virtualization of macOS, for example, on VMware ESXi hypervisor, really again for decades. Those are pure facts. So why nobody is configuring Hackintosh the new way when it's so amazing? Well, I would like to answer honestly and call it by true words, but I have to stay kind and polite, so I have to answer in a slightly softer way. It's unfortunately again because lack of their knowledge. I'm in the enterprise industry for decades. I built so many servers and workstations, even for Hollywood studios and audio-video production houses all over the world, that I even can't ever count it again. So, skills, knowledge, experience. So for me, it's super easy to build such workstation. I can configure any operating system the new way on almost any hardware in under a single hour. In fact, I configure for clients virtualization servers and workstations remotely daily for a lot of years. So, now let's summarize the reasons why you should consider to build the Hackintosh the new way instead of the prehistoric old way using Clover or OpenCore. Let's put those ways side by side. Old way, when you will accidentally update your macOS, your computer will often not boot anymore and you would have to reconfigure it again or maybe even start from scratch. In the new way, no fear of that. Updates of macOS are working the same way as on any real Mac. Just simply click on the update in System Preferences. Old way? What if you decide to switch from Intel to some AMD Threadripper monster? You will move all disks, GPUs, PCI Express cards and so on from Intel to your new AMD and your previously perfectly working Hackintosh will not boot anymore. Broken Hackintosh, you can start from scratch. New way, your computer will always boot perfectly and you will have to just spend about 5 minutes on reconfiguring few files like changing word Intel to AMD. Old way, to make a bootable clone of your Hackintosh can take hours. New way, only 4 clicks and 2 minutes of time. What about restoring your Hackintosh from such a bootable clone backup? Old way, again several hours. And if you forget to back up your bootloader, then you can start completely from scratch. New way, again just 4 clicks and 2 minutes of your time. Dual, triple, quadruple boot. Old way, to get from one operating system to another, you would have to shut down macOS, reboot computer, start Windows for gaming, for example. That's annoying. In the new way, you can run multiple operating systems at the same time. Yes, all at the same time. For example, like here on my small demonstration. Okay, so now I will show you example of a Hackintosh, which is built the new way, okay? 3 displays connected to a single computer. I will now press the start button. Okay, macOS 11 is starting on the middle display. Windows 10 on the left display. And finally, Linux on the right display. Okay, so as you can see here, macOS Big Sur 11.6. So look, I am using single Apple Bluetooth keyboard and Apple Magic Mouse, which came with my Mac Pro. So now let's have a look what's gonna happen if I will move my mouse pointer to the left. What the hell? I'm in Windows. Okay, so let's have a look at Task Manager. Okay, RTX 2070 Super, great. So move back to macOS, and what's gonna happen if I will move to the right display? Bang, I'm in Linux. So let's have a look about this computer. Again, Ubuntu, Budgie, or my Threadripper system. Great, but darling, that's still not all. Look, I will here create some folder on my desktop. Let's call it Hackintosh New Way in capital letters. Okay, let's Command C to a clipboard, move to Windows, new folder, Control V, bang, Hackintosh New Way. Move to the Linux, create new folder, Control V, bang, Hackintosh New Way. Oh my lord! Can you do this on your old school prehistoric Hackintosh, which is built using Clover or OpenCore? Of course not. This is possible only using the new way. So don't limit yourself and take advantage of it. What the hell? Can you do this with your old way Hackintosh using Clover or OpenCore? Of course not. I will deeply show you this triple boot Hackintosh in more details in my next video, so make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell next to it to enable all notifications so you won't miss it. By the way, detailed list of all hardware components I used to build this monster you can find in this video description, so you can replicate it yourself. It's well known, some apps or workflows runs better on macOS, some on Linux, some on Windows. Some runs better on AMD, some better on NVIDIA GPUs. So why not to take advantage of all systems and GPU platforms at the same time and at once, even on a single computer? It's your computer. You spend the money already. So why you want to limit yourself in features and possibilities just because of some Clover or OpenCore? For the same money and even much faster and easier, you can get much more. Don't be fooled, take it. Imagine I would now ring by your doorbell, ta-dun, ta-dun, me standing in front of your house, and I would tell you, hey, I have a present for you, free gift, brand new car. In fact, you can choose between two cars. In my left hand, I have a key to crappy cheapest Volkswagen, and in my second hand, key to Rolls-Royce. Darling, it's a free gift. You can take now only one key, and the brand new car is yours. Which one you will grab? Most probably the Rolls-Royce one, right? So why in the Hackintosh analogy you will grab the crappy car instead of the monster one? I don't get it. You can have for the same time, same money and effort Hackintosh built the old way, full of fear, problems, errors and wasted time on tweaking, or you can have amazing Hackintosh built the new way with tons of new options, performance, reliability, freedom and safety. Don't limit yourself. You deserve more than the old way Hackintosh. As I said on the beginning, this was first introduction video to my whole video series about this new way, so expect more in-depth insights in my next videos. In other words, all those amazing features and advantages I will cover in several separate videos in detail. So, if you would want in the meantime to study more about the hypervisors I was talking about, I prepared for you several useful links in this video description below. Oof, so I hope now I finally opened your eyes and mind. If so, please click on the like button and share button below so it can help to more people, and that will in return help to this channel and help me to produce for you more interesting videos like this in future. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss any of my future videos. So, thank you for watching, take care and see you by my new video or live stream. Bye bye my Hackintosh friends.